15 things Hailey Baldwin does to stay fit and healthy. Apart from being a supermodel and married to a global mega pop star, Hailey Baldwin is plenty of other things besides. One of them is being a healthy lifestyle enthusiast. In numerous interviews, Hailey has shared her healthy eating habits as well as exercise routines. These habits and routines are the main contributing factors to her fit and healthy body, not to mention the flawless complexion she's always sporting in many of her Instagram selfies. Curious about what the 24-year-old supermodel does to stay fit and healthy? Here are the 15 things we can learn from Hailey Baldwin. Number 1. Pilates and therapy, the self-mindfulness combo. Hailey revealed in Women's Health UK Going for Goal podcast that to maintain her best shape, Pilates is her go-to workout. Not only is it good for her physical health, but also offers mental wellness for the model. She thinks back to when she used to be a ballet dancer and finds a lot of similarities between the two activities. A lot of the movements in Pilates are very similar to dance, and I think that's why I identify with it and like it so much, she says. She's such a big fan, she even got her bestie Kendall Jenner on board. The two models are often spotted going to Forma Pilates together in LA. Aside from Pilates, Hailey also admits that she's recently been seeking professional help. She's been trying to deal with a lot of negative attention, and therapy has been helping her a lot. On that note, we'd like to kindly remind you that your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Number 2. Ballet, where it all started. Before starting her modeling career, Hailey was a ballet dancer. She trained in ballet for years and spent her younger days performing recitals. Back in 2016, the model visited home and did a little reminiscing with some of her old videotapes. It seems that young Hailey was, in fact, a prima ballerina, judging from those professional performances. You may know that ballerinas start their training at a very young age. It's a great way to develop a sense of discipline as they're taught new steps and positions. In addition to that, young ballerinas also learn how to control their bodies in motion. Now we can see that Hailey's calm and reserved demeanor is the result of years of practice. Number 3. Barr. Have you heard about it? Hailey's love for ballet continues to this day. The model includes Barr training in her workout routine. If you're not familiar with how Barr works, it incorporates small isometric and low-impact movements inspired by ballet. It's particularly good for toning your abs, arms, legs, thighs, and glutes. Now, who's up for this effortless full-body workout? Barr is the perfect answer for anyone who feels a bit intimidated by the regular exercises most people do at the gym. As you perform these small movements, Barr requires pretty intense mental and physical focus, something everybody needs living with the overwhelming hustle and bustle of modern life. Number 4. She includes weights and Bosu ball in her workout routines. Hailey takes working out and eating very seriously for the sake of her health and skin. In addition to the exercises mentioned earlier, she also includes weights and Bosu ball training in her routines. With these rotations, not sticking to just one type of workout, it's a way to stay committed to your training. Juggling work, social, and me time can often mean there's not much motivation left to exercise, but incorporating several different types of workout into your routine can make things much more enjoyable. Number 5. Strength training. Hailey's taut and toned physique really is the result of her commitment to stay in shape. Despite the pandemic and quarantine, the model still finds ways to maintain her body. She told E! News how the sudden change from a super hectic lifestyle to being unable to do anything can be very jarring. Hailey developed a quarantine workout routine to keep her pace as normal as possible. She recently started boxing as part of her cardio workout. The 24-year-old model revealed that having to learn and remember the movements and combinations involved has been good for her mental health. Number 6. Meditation. She's a big fan. Now, we already know that Hailey is all about maintaining the balance between physical and mental health, so it should come as no surprise at all that she's super big on meditation when it comes to staying grounded and unwinding. In her own words, quote, "I'll always go to try to find the route where you can work your mental state naturally because I think that's always possible. To help her meditation routine, she uses the Calm app, which has something for every situation, whether it's sleep, anxiety, or even a fear of flying. Aside from meditation and seeking professional help, Hailey personally has found comfort in going to church. Both Mr. and Mrs. Bieber see the importance of their spiritual life and how it's been helping them navigate life in general. Number 7. Intentional deep breathing. Breathwork is something she learns from Justin Bieber since he has to be conscious of that when he's performing. Having struggled with anxiety, Hailey has always been committed to finding ways to improve her mental state, including the simple yet often neglected practice of breathing correctly. Quote, "Our lives get so busy that we forget how important our breath is and the practice of intentional breathing," she explains. Number 8. Eat proteins for breakfast. Aside from being mindful of all the things she does, Hailey is also very strict about what she puts into her body. Since Justin Bieber was diagnosed with Lyme disease a few years ago, the couple is very particular about their diet. During quarantine, she tried a plant-based diet for 2 months. Quote, "I felt great and I had a lot of energy, but it was not for me. I don't eat a strictly plant-based diet and I do still eat meat, I just don't eat a lot of it. I've picked up more fish, greens, and lentils," she explained. On a regular day, Hailey would jumpstart her day with eggs or oatmeal. Some type of healthy protein or a smoothie is also the kind of breakfast she would usually go for. Number 9. The healthy lunch. At lunchtime, Hailey is quite particular about her menu. Quote, "Lunch is usually a salad, fish, grilled veggies, or maybe a sandwich. I love a good kale Caesar salad, but with no croutons. That's usually the one thing I leave out," explains the model. Sacrificing croutons may not be easy, but it's certainly going to be worth it. Your midday meal is very important, especially if you still have a long day ahead. Anything that's packed with nutrition-boosting ingredients is generally good. Bonus points if you can wrap it for a quick lunch break between your meetings. Number 10. Avoid gluten and sugar. Finding what works best for your body is a very subjective matter, and for Hailey, she tries to avoid gluten and sugar in general simply because it makes her feel better to practice clean and healthy eating. This may be one of the most popular diets for people who want to avoid gaining weight or those with gluten intolerance. Since gluten and sugar are found in lots of foods and many of us just love sugar with a capital L, this one can be pretty challenging. Avoiding sugar and gluten may lead to nutrient shortfalls, so make sure your energy and time are well invested if you plan to follow Hailey's steps. Number 11. Minimal dairy intake. Over the years, Hailey has tried many types of diet. Everything from a plant-based to a blood-type diet. Ultimately, she's just trying to find what works best for her body. But clean eating has always been a constant. With less meat and minimal dairy, Hailey gets her protein intake from fish and vegetables. To put it in her words, it makes her, quote, "feel better when I eat that way." So, babes, remind yourself what makes you feel better first before jumping onto any popular dietary bandwagon. Number 12. Drink juice. During the days when she can't eat salad, Hailey opts for drinking green juice. The model can often be seen sporting a bottle of juice in her hand when the paparazzi catches her. She believes that what you put into your body can really affect your skin's health. Although she has mentioned once that her flawless skin is because of the genetic lottery she got from her parents. Number 13. Lots of water. Hailey makes sure that she has a sufficient water intake every day. This advice is as old as time, but you and your skin can really go a very long way with enough water on a daily basis. It's especially important when she needs to take flights all the time. Traveling for a job from one continent to another is typical for Hailey, and making sure her body gets all the H2O it needs is always a priority. Number 14. Have plenty of sleep. If there's at least one thing we have in common with Hailey Baldwin, it's her love for sleep. Aside from its importance for the skin, a good night's rest is simply great for your overall health and well-being. Whenever she's traveling and her sleep schedule is off, that's when her skin starts to break out and can get very dry. Sleep is also one of the top considerations if you're taking care of your mental health. Number 15. It's okay to eat what you want to eat. In each of her interviews about wellness and health, Hailey makes sure to put a disclaimer that she's not an expert in clean eating and that she changes her methods as she learns. We have to say that her consistency deserves its own acknowledgement. Just because she almost always tries to eat healthy doesn't mean she completely restricts herself from eating whatever she wants occasionally. Her ultimate cheat day involves a good old cheeseburger and fries, but typically she listens to her body and goes for whatever she feels like eating on that particular day. Find what works best for you. With each training and workout routine, as well as her diet focus, we can learn so many things from Hailey Baldwin. But ultimately, it boils down to finding what type of exercise or diet works best for your body. Always remember that taking care of your physical health is one thing, doing the same for your mental health is another. Make sure you pay attention to both for a fit and healthy body.